Hey everybody, Daniel here with another Casual Dude review, and today we're going to be talking about the Omega Seamaster 300 Heritage Edition. And this piece here is a nice piece that is a throwback to the 1957 Seamaster that Omega had produced in the 50s. And what's nice is that it pays a great homage to it, but it also has a lot of differences that kind of brought it into the modern era. They say everything old is new again, and that's no exception with this piece right here. So this is a diver's watch made to look like a vintage Omega. And so what I really like about this piece is that it really does pay tribute to the older Seamasters, but it also has a lot of modern reworkings that make this piece so unique. This piece comes in 3 different colors, and you can get the dial in a blue color, a black color, or the summer blue color, which came out last year, which is a lighter blue on the interior of the dial, and it kind of radiates out to a darker blue. It's a really nice color, but I think it loses some of that vintage feel when you do that. And so what's nice about this piece here is that you can really wear it with anything. You could dress it up, dress it down, same with the black version. And so you can get those in the 3 different dial configurations, and then it also comes in a couple of different configurations with what kind of bracelet or strap you get. So this is on the stainless steel bracelet. You can also get this on a leather bracelet, which is a leather strap rather, which is pretty nice. Just wasn't really my thing. And you know, if you're ever on the line about it, my advice is to always go with the stainless steel one, and you can always swap out the bracelets or straps later on. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking about doing with this one a little bit later in the video, but right now I have been wearing it on the stainless steel, and I think it's just a beautiful piece on stainless. What they did here is they obviously have a brushed interior with the polished exterior, which is really nice. But yeah, overall, this is a much more streamlined piece than some of the other heftier Omega Seamaster Professionals. And it's also been streamlined a little bit more from the original Seamaster that was released in 1957. I know I usually don't talk about technical details here, but this is a 21 millimeter between the lugs, which is a little bit interesting because it does force you into a different size of bracelet or strap. And so any of the straps that I had for my Speedmaster would not fit on this, unfortunately. I mean, technically it will fit, but you will see the spring bars kind of showing in between here. So yeah, if you plan on switching the strap or putting on a NATO or a new bracelet, be aware that this is a 21 millimeter lug to lug. As far as the size of the whole watch goes, this is a 41 millimeter case diameter, so it is a bigger piece, but it wears pretty streamlined. And so when I put it on my wrist, I'll show you, I do have a bigger wrist, but it looks just as good as 39 or 40 millimeter on your wrist, assuming you have the wrist size to fit one of those. What I also like about it is that it does have like a layered look to it, so it might be tough to catch on camera, but if you look at the 6 and the 9 particularly, you might be able to see some depth there, and that's because the dial is actually on different levels. So it's kind of got, the dial sits on the back there, which almost mimics kind of like a fake patina, but it really looks good in the end. And so what we'll do is we'll talk about that a little bit too. A couple of other things that I like about it are the hour and minute hands. It kind of like nothing else I have in my collection, that, you know, with the arrow on the hour hand and kind of that sharp point on the minute hand. And then of course we have the lollipop second hand there. And so sometimes you'll see the lollipop move down a little bit, and you know, part of the second hand will go out to the edge, but this one has the lollipop right at the edge, and I'm kind of liking that. It's one of the things that, you know, really kind of drew me to this piece. We do have a single directional bezel here, which very satisfyingly clicks this way. This is almost kind of like a ASMR video at this point with this, but yeah, this feels really good. It rotates really nicely, really smoothly. And one of the things noticeably missing from here is the helium escape valve. So if you're one of those people that think that the Seamaster 300 Professional, you know, some people are really adamantly against that helium escape valve. I kind of like it just because it kind of takes it back to when it was a tool watch, but you'll see there's no helium escape valves or anything like that around the watch. So let's go ahead and take this off. We do have a 2-button clasp on the back here. What's also nice about this is it does have kind of like that glide lock. It's got a sliding adjustment that I think adjusts out to 6 millimeters. And so it is adjustable on the fly, which is pretty nice. It does have an exhibition case back. And honestly, now that I've taken it off the pillow, this thing is a lot lighter than I remember. This is just a really good feeling watch. It's a lot lighter than the Submariner, for instance. But so we'll go ahead and take a look at the movement right there. Again, exhibition case back. Most automatic watches, you know, compared to like the Speedmaster, which is a manual where you can see the whole movement, I really feel like exhibition case back suits that better. But it's nice to see the movement either way. It's nice to have that option, especially since it's sitting on your wrist. So since it's covered, it doesn't really add anything aesthetically, but it is nice to see the inner workings of this watch. And as you can see on the back there, it is a coaxial master chronometer movement. So there it is. A couple of other details that I like are the crown on this one. And so the crown kind of, it's not just a kind of a straight cylindrical shape right there, but rather it does kind of taper off towards as you get closer to the case here. And then, of course, no complications on this piece, no date function or anything like that. And so the crown itself would just be for setting the time. So let's go ahead and put it on the wrist. Let me see what it looks like. And look at that. It's just such a sharp piece. Fits really nicely as well. Nice to have that micro adjustment, again, up to 6 millimeters. And so it is a bigger watch. Like I said, my wrist is 7.75 inches, and so it fits just right. I mean, this really looks good. It doesn't sit too high off the wrist, even though it is a thicker watch. But it is a beautiful piece that pays homage to the 1957 Seamaster, and I really like that the changes that they made to modernize it. And if you'll also notice here too, let's go ahead and take this off so we can look at some more of the details. You know, it does have a lot of polished surfaces. So the case itself is polished up here. You can see the reflection there. And it blends really nicely into the outside of this bracelet right here. And it's kind of nice to have the brushed stainless in the middle. Now, with any polished surface, whether it's precious metal or stainless, you know, they do become a bit of a scratch magnet. And so I do kind of like the center links here, or rather the center of the bracelet here being stainless, because it does allow for kind of less surface contact when you're resting your arm on a desk or another surface. So it does reduce the amount of contact that the polished parts of the links have. But at the end of the day, again, you know, if you're kind of rough and tough on your watches, this is going to show scratches. The lume on this piece is actually pretty cool. I'm considering breaking out the black light just to show it to you, but it does have the combination of the blue and the green lume. And, you know, which is typical, especially of the Omega dive watches, to show you, you know, where the hour hand is relative to the rest of the watch. But yeah, overall, this is a beautiful piece. Again, price tag, this might be one of those watches that you either buy secondhand. I'm seeing these really cheap right now relative to the retail price, but I mean, you can probably get this in the $4,000 range at this point, new even, 4 to 5,000, and maybe even a little bit less if it's used and has some wear and tear on it. But yeah, overall, beautiful watch. If you're on the line about this and, you know, you want something that's a little bit off catalog as far as, you know, staying away from the S&P or staying away from Submariner or Seamaster, this might be the way to go. Super versatile, gorgeous. Again, we'll show you, see if we can show that depth in the hour markers there, the 12, 3, 6, and 9. It's really tough to catch on camera, but there is some depth there, even with the hour markers. So anywhere on the dial that the patina is showing is actually a layer behind the dial here. But an overall beautiful watch. The sides are brushed, and so it adds a nice contrast between the top polished part of the case and the sides being brushed here. And then here it is again from various angles. Now, one thing I did want to talk about is, you know, what are my plans for this? I did buy this on the stainless steel bracelet. I really enjoy the bracelet here. I am kind of weird about brushed stainless because I tend to not wear it as often, especially if I'm going to be, really active or anything like that. And so what I did do is purchase a NATO strap for it. And I know NATOs can be a bit divisive, but I saw a configuration with the NATO strap that I really enjoyed. If you saw my Seamaster videos, I do have one Speedmaster video rather. I do have one Speedmaster on a NATO strap, and it's just to kind of diversify things a little bit more. I noticed that I do wear watches on NATOs more because I typically dress very casual, and if I'm going to be a little bit more active, it's just easy to wear. It's easy to put on. You're not afraid of bumping it. I'm not afraid to lay my arms on the desk. But I saw somebody with this NATO on the watch, and it really looked nice. It kind of gave it a more casual look, but it still didn't really take away from the overall design. And so if you just kind of pretend the blue stickers are not there, you kind of get an idea of what this would look like. And so this does kind of match that fake patina here. And we'll just kind of show, what it might look like here. This watch I don't think goes well with a lot of NATOs, but I think it goes really well with this one. And so we might be throwing that on there just to keep it casual. What's nice is, when you order a NATO from Omega, they will send you a nice little case for it, and then for $10 more you can get a spring bar tool. So it's a really easy swap. If you don't like using the standard spring bar tools, I recommend getting like a Bergeon tweezers, which are, look just like a pair of tweezers. You kind of go into the spring bars, you can pull both sides at the same time and lift it out without scratching the interior of the lugs there. So yeah, really cool piece. If you're on the line about it, like I said, it really depends what you want in your collection. This could easily be a one and done for some people, but it's also a great way to diversify a collection because there's not a lot of watches that really look like this, that kind of have, Rolex, the Submariners look the same for such a long time. I own a Submariner. I love my Submariner. So that's classic in its own right. But it's not often we get something from Omega that's a throwback to a different era. And I think this does a really good job of, satisfying the needs of the modern and the vintage looking watches. And so I don't collect vintage. That's a slippery slope for me. If I get in, I'll never get out. But this is kind of a nice way to have a vintage piece without it actually being vintage and having all the newer technologies of a modern Omega. So great piece. Like I said, still haven't decided if I'm going to put on the NATO. I bought it, so I eventually will. The question is, will it be the main strap for it, or will it be just a temporary one just to kind of change with the seasons and change with my look? But no regrets on this piece. Like I said, $7,100. It is a bit pricey for something that, you're just looking to diversify your collection. There's other great watches on there for the same price point. You can get a Hesalite Speedmaster for that. And so that would be the way to go if you're looking for a one and done, or if you're looking for something that's kind of like truly a staple in any collection. But if you do have the budget to kind of expand outside of, what the popular models are, I think this is a great piece. Dresses up, dresses down, and I have nothing but good things to say about this. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this. I know some people brought up, I'm showing my thumb a lot here, but some people brought up the black lines on my thumb here. Do not worry, it's okay. I did see my doctor, and I play hockey, and so I get a lot of trauma on my hands from just holding a stick and shooting and doing things with it, and doctor had no concerns. So I hope none of you have concerns either, but thank you for looking out. Before we sign off, I'm going to show a couple more watches that are not going to be part of this video per se, but just kind of a preview of things to come. And so coming up, we will do kind of like an unboxing and a comparison between these two watches here. And so these are both the 007 versions of the Seamaster Pro. And so here's the No Time to Die version. Here's the 60th anniversary version. Some of the best parts of these watches are the presentation, the boxes that they come in, things like that. And so we'll do kind of like a re-unboxing of those for the video, so you can see what the box for the 60th anniversary, as well as the I don't want to say box for the No Time to Die, but the canvas wrap for this, and how on brand they are. I love both of these pieces. I actually ended up getting rid of my white dial Seamaster because it was just too redundant with both of these. But as a huge James Bond fan, I had to get these. And so yeah, we'll have a video for these soon. And then I've got some more Rolexes to show off as well. So I hope you enjoy these videos. What I really like about Omega's watches compared to Rolex's. With Rolex, you have to kind of wind them up to get them going. But these, you just kind of move around a little bit and they'll start. So if you see No Time to Die is already moving there. And we'll see if we can get this one moving. Again, this is a nice 60th anniversary Bond piece that, is for the anniversary of the franchise. And we don't have any movement on that, but that's okay. We'll take a look at this one. Again, both great pieces, both serving different purposes. This is more of a collectible in my collection rather than something I wear often. But again, a really cool piece that we will talk about more in detail soon. So thank you for watching. Let me bring back the watch for the video that we had taken here. The Heritage. Again, one last look at it. I hope you like it. The strap that I plan on putting on the Heritage. And thanks again for watching. I hope you continue to subscribe and like these videos. I love making them for you all. And, the more subscribers that we have, the more, visibility this channel gets. And it kind of motivates me more to make some more of these videos. So again, I hope you like it. I really enjoy making these, sharing my hobbies with you all. And again, hope I'm part of making a purchasing decision or just being able to check out watches that you are interested in but may not be interested in buying at this time. So enjoy it. I hope you love it. And thanks again for tuning in.